Hello everyone, this is Valderan, this is No Man's Sky, and it's time for another stroll around the galaxy and see what we find and what we encounter. I hope I will be a little bit more fresh today than I was yesterday. It seemed like when I was sitting re-watching myself and I think, Jesus, you seem like you are off today. And I apologize for that, for anyone who was sitting watching that. That must have been painful because that was not really what I wanted to do. But today is a new day, and hopefully I'm a little bit more on my toes today, and we can actually get something out of the game. Wow, I got something out of the game yesterday, but it was not what I thought I would get out of it, so to speak. So yesterday I actually put on some new things on the freighter. It might not have been overly well thought of, but I kind of was curious what it actually would do when you do those things, because I don't have a lot of experience in putting these kind of growing cells up. I will say it looks kind of nice. That's my farmer, isn't it? Okay, some of these plants you can actually gather them for carbon. I'm not really in a carbon need, but I was just curious how it worked on the freighter. I never had the greeneries on it before, so yeah. Here I have put all my kind of trophies. And a little place to sit and chill out if I want that. I have a refiner. Not that I need that right now. My food processor, and in here I have my frigate. And that is actually what we're going to look at first. So this was the combat. Bit of coins, and that was pretty much it. Didn't expect much, it was a short one, so yeah. The industrial was a little bit longer. Felt like I was dripping coffee on myself, but I wasn't. Oh. It wouldn't surprise me if I were. I've done that before. So 1.4 million for that. This was the exploration one, relatively short as well. don't get much to my living ship from those organic frigates, but hey-ho. I do think it is kind of RNG deciding what actually come in. A longer ranging trade one. That's a storage augmentation that I would like. It's kind of what I've been chasing with my missions, trying to get enough to start putting on multiple ships. I must admit that it is working, it's just going slow, but again, that is RNG, randomness, what you get and what you don't get, especially what you don't get when you really want it. So this is the balanced. Again, different trade things. And yeah, we get. So we are on 3.7 billion now, and slowing, working our way towards the 4 billion. As I said, I'm going to just let it run up there because I want to see where exactly it stops counting. All this is investment. I have no space for hot eyes. Well, I'm having very little space for anything. So I think I will take and sell. And I really should starting. Meh. Well. So what does circuit boards actually lead to? Hot ice and thermic. Portable reactor, I got there. Quantum processor is one I don't have. Okay. So it's something I would need to kind of work on. Just realized I have a lot of these which need to go for selling. Because that's how I do it. When I have a stack, 2 stacks of 10, then one of them goes for sale. And some of these do come in with the frigates, so that is actually fine. This is the primary one, which comes from sulfurine and condensated carbon. So if I was to take sulfurine and Na plus, no, that, and then start I don't have a space for anymore. So you can keep building. I could take and put these for sale to make some more of these. So, just demonstrating a little bit about how you can actually make yourself more money. That is, that's not rocket science, but it's kind of funny if you like to do things like that. So certain things I just kind of play around with. So now we need to send off the frigates for today. See where we come out with them. Industrial, discovery, trade, and 2 balanced. Okay. So let's take the 2 balanced first. No, not that. So, industrial. Now there's 3 left. I don't have any combat, so Or was it trade I didn't have in here? I did. Industrial voids and trade. So combat I don't have. So I can take a combat and a support, and it's still fine. Discovery. All is fine. Trade. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm already fine, so I can take whatever I want. And I'm actually putting these on because I'm getting so many of them as gift from the guild. And I have no clue whether they actually do anything beneficial for me, but I kind of prefer to believe they do. So, yeah. So, then it is time to go and collect all our stuff we have around. Start with my base. It tells me that some of the archives is downloaded. It's very long ago that it should have been finished with that, so I don't know if it's because of updates or something like that. It has gone into that. All this is something which actually happens around the start of the game, so I don't really understand why this is poking around here. To return to the farmer. He's standing there. That's what he just did at the freighter. That is a little bit weird, but hey-o. So remember, it's the chat is for everyone, and I'll reply to anything that you come in with. if you're new to the game and have questions, problems, something you don't understand, whatever it might be, feel free to ask. I might be able to help you. If I can't help you, there might be others online which can, because there is some very experienced guys poking in from time to time. If you are a more experienced player or have played a little bit longer and have anything, questions, comments, feel free. And if you are a very experienced guy, feel free to present some hints and tips or whatever you feel like, or just say hello when you come around. That's absolutely fine as well. The chat is for everyone. I do appreciate people following me that help me out, but it's not a demand. And I have not put the chat to only be emojis or anything like that. I do use very good old-fashioned letters and words. So, as I'm a grumpy old man, then things has to be as they used to. And I'm not demanding you write on paper and with paper and pen, but no, I'm just joking. You can write as you see fit, but if you start sending me letters, it might take a very long time before it finds me. Trip around is always a little bit of a drag because it's kind of, I'll not say boring because you get something out of it, but it's trivial because I kind of do it pretty much every day, and there's no real surprises in any of this. So sodium is next. I have to make sure I drink something with sugary content as well. Otherwise I go kind of flat at the end of the day. It's weird what the sugar actually can do to your body. And I'm one of those, I don't know if it's because of my age or who I am, but I always seem to not get enough sugar. I hardly eat anything sugary. So, yeah. Most people get too much sugar, and that's not good for you either. Too much and too little is equally bad. I will ask why I grow some of these things I grow. And that's a very good question. The plans I have, because I have intentions of actually producing some of the luxury things like I did earlier. And that's actually fine. And that would be most people's reason for actually growing plants. Or some do it for cooking even, but the thing is, and it's always down to that part where is it important for the game? And the answer is of course no, because you could just go out and collect it on planets together with your exploration or whatever you do on planets, because I found out that it is very difficult what people actually do. And again, it's absolutely fine. There is no right or wrong. I just find it easier to do it this way. Could probably argue I'm a little bit lazy, so that could be the reason. I mean, it's... I don't think I'm lazy, but I think I try to work smart sometimes, and is that a good thing? Is it really smart what I'm doing? That's something completely different. And I know some people would probably disagree with me and say, "Oh, you're doing it much more difficult than it has to be." Granted, I am in no doubt that I don't always do it the easiest way. But that said, I'm always willing to learn, and if can learn new things, then I'm happy with it. So, oh, I don't have any. So I was going to show you a little bit of a interesting thing. So I just create a lot of these pellets. Right. So what you can do is go in here, go there, and then you click that. There, so I just chop the pellets out around me. That normally attract a lot of animals. So those who knows that they can come here and get food is already here, but this might actually attract new ones. And that is among others used to attract a lot of them and then shoot them if you are hunting wildlife. I don't like doing that, but that's my personal choice. Here I'm just interested in getting milk really for my Sunday cooking, so that is the sole purpose for what I'm doing here. I might at some point make another feeding station somewhere with a lot of eggs. I haven't seen animals with that yet, but I might make a little base somewhere with a feeding station and collect eggs. So, all good. Not the most patient to hang around because I want to get going and do something new. So, space station. This was where we were. And actually I have a mission to kill animals, but I'm not going to kill this kind of animals. I'm going to kill my absolute hate animal. No, sentinels are not animals, so I have that one. And I have that one which actually didn't work, so that was another one of the repair ones which was bugged for me. I do not know why it is like that, but heyo, that's just how it is. So that's the one I took. I'm just going to check if I can sell anything. I'm actually starting with buying. But I have quite a bit. That's because I chalked things on just to make space, which often happens. I lost my track there, so sorry for that. that you can find anywhere. Okay, before I venture out, I better put some of this on the freighter. So, gave me something that I couldn't use. That's kind of typical. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to try to find not a distress signal, but an abandoned building. But distress signals are always interesting because did I ever tell you to go away from the space station before you start looking around space around you? If I didn't, now would be a good time to do it, because otherwise what happens is that when you turn around, you will be sucked into the platform again. Which is kind of silly, but no harm done. Probably wasted 7 seconds or something like that. And if I had been in my car, I would have driven faster, so I could have caught them up. Isn't that what people do? Minus a lot of cold.
Technology recharge.
So, okay, that must be a person then. He's standing there. Damn, then I have to repair his ship and get a very shitty... Oh dear. Oh well. That is the backside of distress signals, that you end up with nothing useful other than helping out someone, which I guess it has its price in its own, but still. So I might as well scan a few things and actually get a little bit coinage that way, as I don't have anything else out of this. So every time you scan and get something scanned, you get coins, and the more you scan, well, the better payment you get out of a single planet, so that's not a bad thing. So let's try another one. This time it's an abandoned building. That was actually what I was looking for. It's on this planet, so actually relatively close by. That's nice. So as it's an abandoned building, it will hold whispering eggs. And I'm actually not farming them, but if you ever want to see how you can collect them safely, just let me know. I stupidly have parked my ship on top of things here. Okay. As there is a storm coming, I'm going inside for a mo. Because there's always interesting things inside abandoned buildings as well. So make sure you look around. When you find a deserted terminal, remove that stop and don't throw it away and don't sell it, refine it. You go through this, and if you just started the game, you'll see you get between 120 and 150 nanites out of it. The good thing is you can actually do it multiple times. I don't know how many times you can do it, but I have done it 2-3 times, and I must admit I can't really be bothered doing it anymore than that. And I don't need the nanites, so, but in the start game you actually do. I was going to say be a little bit careful. Sometimes there are hazardous plants hanging down from the ceiling. They don't kill you, but they shock you when they hit you. So I need a weapon, and I tend to go with the pulse splitter as my favorite weapon at the moment, and it is good against most things. I should have checked that before.
Technology recharge.
I went out.
Weather update. Storm clearing.
So these I absolutely hate. And why? Well, when I started playing, I had no clue what they were doing, and that they were as dangerous as they are when you are a new player. So they killed me several times. And ever since that, I actually got this hate for them. So I actually have a sick pleasure of killing them. So when I have to kill animals, those would be my choice of murder, if you can say it like that. So that's how the cookie crumbles. But I would say, if there's something you have heard about, you can do this and that, and you don't really understand how it works out or how it's done, feel free to ask. If I know what you're talking about and how you're doing it, I can and will happily show it. I have done that several times when someone has said, how do I do that? It's sometimes easier to explain when you have some visual instead of writing something in a forum. Problem is, if you have to describe something in text, sometimes it gets very long, very complicated, and it could sometimes be something which is shown with a few little things. So that is all done. I will go to the next system and see what we encounter there. So the discussion was yesterday too, with the black holes and the jumps with them. That is a rare sight in this galaxy, a paradise planet. So actually I am going to do two things here. I'm going to land on it. Where do I want to land? Actually over there about. Why does that matter? It doesn't, but I like to see how the coastline actually looks like. Another thing I want to know, is there a trading post on this planet? It's an unknown building, so that's worth taking a look at. The unknown building is down in the water. That's a little bit suspicious, but let's take a look. Temperature should be fine, there shouldn't be any storms or anything, and there shouldn't hardly be any sentinels either. You will never encounter a totally free planet. Well, that's not completely true. You might encounter one which is totally free, but there might always be something. Oh. That animal, they can be some very vicious predators. This one doesn't seem to be, so that's actually good. But bear in mind that look, at some planets you will see them and they will be fierce alpha predators. Yeah, I'm just scanning a little bit now, and so building, where was it? Cargo drop, that was not a building. So how many animals have I found? 5 of 9. There's probably some in the water as well. It technically counts as a building, so yeah. Fish. So actually an interesting planet. Paradise. Nothing I've seen so far which actually seems bad. But that said, there is always a snake in paradise, isn't there? So let's go to the trading station. High enough to, yeah. So it's one of these planets. Doesn't seem to be any trees. I was saying no one actually said that paradise planets necessarily would have trees. What could be annoying is if you're building in certain things you need carbon, which actually might be a little bit difficult to gather. I don't know. I haven't investigated it, so I mean there was plant life, so might just be a question about being a little bit more active gathering it instead of taking the easy one with the trees. So, I know that the trade goods is the same from the space station to the planet, what is bought and not bought. But the other things you have change, so always look whenever you come to a trade terminal to see if any of your stuff can sell. Well, if the price is right for you, not because you can always sell it, but it's a question whether you lose money on it or not. From designated price. So, not seeing. Really interesting here. Not that I did expect that. That was
Units received.
in fact, I only need one more animal, not animals, on this planet. So, where would I find that? That's a very good question. Do I want to look for it? Oncoming flying. Okay. So where would you find oncoming flying? Well,
Units received. Units received.
oh,
Units received. Units received.
nothing obvious flying around. Trade station. So sometimes a good idea to try to get all animals on the planet, because there is bonus nanites when you get them. And those bonuses is actually quite good. So again, especially in a new started game, if you can do it, then you will actually come quite good off. Here it would be 2,250 for 9, which is actually very nice when you just started the game. Because it takes some time before you actually reach the point where you can get loads of modules to your gear. So, do I want to spend time searching for it? I actually don't think I will. Again, I'm not in dire need of nanites either, so it's actually the thing. Sometimes you choose what you want to do, but as I said, when you're on a planet, you just start it, scan as much as you can. It is just pressing your F, move your around in a circle, see what you can actually find. Is there anything you need? There's animals. Is there any red animals? Go and scan them. You might also find something interesting. The trade post. So there's 2 trade posts. Or am I just being stupid? 496. I am just being stupid. Okay. Fair enough. That is not the first time. Bear with me a second. I need to avoid that now. It gets very warm in here, so... Anything else I want to look for here? I said it's a paradise planet. Actually, I know what I want to do. Oh, there's a repository. They are good because they have a guild representative, so they actually give me a gift. The only thing with these is the parking facilities are not the greatest. These are interesting if you have certain types of artifacts. You can swap them with them. I have a biological sample. That was one of those which was brought back with my frigates, so I can put that in and it will give me something else. So it swaps something, It gave me something which was over 1 million. The one I swapped with was 300,000 or something, 600,000. So it gave me something which was more valuable than the one I put in, and it's always like that. So I need this to brew. Over here is the guy from the guild. Coinage, but I mean, every little helps. It's a trade terminal, and it works like all other trade terminals, so I'm going to buy some of this stuff, and I'm actually going to look again if there's anything. See, these are suddenly in plus. Sell now without any problems, and it was even in plus. You can go up and get some lore of the Viking. I'm actually fine with that for now. Again, it's some of the things which is actually beautiful when you just start the game and get information, lore. You can even get a map to something which would bring you to one of the archaeologic digs where you get a artifact. So it's actually not a bad place to visit. Doesn't show that flying animal I'm missing, but hey-oh. So you can find a lot of things by visually just flying around our planet. You can also, of course, land and walk around, but it's not everywhere it is safe environment. So that's where I would say always make sure you're protected against whatever you are in. Is listed as a minor settlement. Again, they are quite useful in the start game. They sell some cheap upgrades, different things, components, which be useful. There's always a weapon terminal as well. This one is a B, that's not bad if you came across that in the start game. There is navigation data, there's a trade terminal, and of course I have almost bought everything they had of trade goods in this system. I'm still looking to see if any of my stuff has changed. Sometimes there's even nanites, and this is the guy selling stuff. He's not useful for me because I got all the blueprints. But the components, if you sometimes need something specific, you can see, you can get those. You might actually be in a situation where you need these things. The other side. It wasn't the other side. Why is that not running? Okay, no fuel.
Technology recharge.
The thing is, I can see if my refiner is running when I'm moving around. You can see the blue on my back is actually doing stuff. So I'm going to take another quick scan around. So I of course want, if I come across it, want to have that last one, but if I don't, then I'm not going actively to look for it. Sometimes there's interesting things on the walls in these shelters. If you notice, I don't pursue the buried technology modules. It's because I have everything you can get for them, so they are not really in a important part of my game. But of course, when I start a new save, that's one of the things I really go for. Okay. So always keep an eye out for those. They can actually cause you a lot of grief. Especially if there's a lot of them. But on the other hand, when you start your game and find a cave which will keep you protected against that element that you're being put on in your new planet. These can actually provide you with sodium and oxygen, which is kind of practical when you just start playing. So they are actually good ones to just go and sap and get those resources, because they will help you survive. Sodium is very important in the beginning of the game. I would even say it's the most important element when you start. Later on you will need other things as well, but you can survive on sodium. So, go to a cave and kill some of them. You just need your mining laser, that is enough. So, that was a little bit sidetrack, but kind of interesting one. And why am I leaving my ship? I pressed the wrong button, but and yes, that happens. And I was actually thinking, stupid here. Because what I was going to do was actually going to call my freighter to sit over this planet, because it's not over a paradise planet at the moment. It is over a safe planet, but I rather want it over a paradise planet with which I know is nice-ish. And also, if I should for some reason need to build a base, then I'd rather do it on a paradise planet. And you can ask, why would you need to build a base if you don't know you're going to need it? Well, that's a very good question, actually. But the thing is that I sometimes get an idea, and that's more what those kind of things and statements are meant to cover, because suddenly I get an idea, oh, why don't I build a base for something? And then it's actually nice to have that option. Let's see, when you have your freighter over the planet, then you can actually call your roamer, which I have installed absolutely nothing on. Which I probably should. This is one of these things. I actually don't use these a lot, so I'm not always sure what I would kind of need.
Technology installed. Technology installed.
I will install more eventually, but if needed. But with one of these you can actually venture quite far around. You can fall down in holes. You have to get out to scan. One of the things that kind of annoys me a little bit. It's not the easiest to use, but you can learn it. That was the last animal. I saw them earlier, but I didn't scan them, and then I didn't see them again. So now I actually have all of them. So bingo, 2,250 extra nanites. I take that. So mining in an exocraft is not the most easy thing. So back to more shit. So yeah, you can mine this, and there's slots, and yes, you can even mine resources. However, I find it quite difficult to actually mine with it, but if you practice a lot, You might be better than me. So, yeah. As said, you can, but I do not find it the easiest way of doing it. Another thing is I actually prefer another of the I just run over and hit him. Are you okay, little buddy? He didn't sound happy. Now he brings his mother. So yeah, you can put different protection mods on your exocraft, and of course that is recommended to do that. And then oh no, you killed them by driving over them. Oh no, I don't like that. So I got a couple of things here. I'm going to put it the right places. So yeah, that's it. I don't need that. So yeah, now it's time to leave this system. Well, it was actually good I did what I did, then I got all the animals, which it's kind of a nice thing to do. So for some reason the ship has quite a long hyper warp distance, but it never shows up on the galactic map. That annoys me a little bit. It should show your capacity more than anything else. So I jumped 700 something. Yeah, good. No, I should say no thank you. However, is there anything I have you wanna buy? Could work the other way around. No. Nothing he was interested in. So, I'm repeating myself a little bit, but feel free to use the chat. If you are new or inexperienced player, you might have some questions. Feel free to pop them. Don't be afraid that it might be stupid questions. It doesn't exist, because if you think you need to ask something, it's not stupid. It's actually quite bright asking. If you are a medium type player which has played but still have some questions or even comments, feel free as well. And if you're an experienced player, feel free to give us some tips, hints, tricks. If you have something I don't have, I'm always willing to learn. So that's a small one. A C-class. A Chinese C-class multi-tool. So this is the guy I need to talk to. The thing is, I just take something, it can be used at some point. This is exactly the same I had in my last system, so I don't expect much here to sell at least, but the thing is, you never know. Oops. So you can search the different things and get some carbon. If I'm low on carbon, I would, but I'm not low, so. And yes, I know I left some on the table, but to be honest, I have so many navigational data, so I feel I'm fine. So I'm still collecting words. I'm getting closer and closer, so I hope that soon I will actually start feeling the different races. So, but I only take a couple every station, because otherwise I can run around and keep going until So if I had been on my survival one, this would have been very, very beneficial for me, but I'm not, so I'm going for the storage augmentation. That is what I am trying to assemble as much of as I can, because I have multiple ships. So these where you unearth an artifact is actually very, very good, because first of all, okay, you have to run around and find where it is. That's one thing. But apart from that, you end up finding it. You then have to bring it to a trading post, and it is scanned. And after that, you actually get to keep it. So you can, sometimes it's a 2 million artifact you find, and you get that plus your reward out of it. So that can be quite valuable. I'm out of fuel. Oh, where's the starship? Which one is that? Is that one? So I use tritium, which I don't. I use this, which is cheap. The only thing, I have to go to some dissonant planets and collect them. I do that from time to time. So, cold planet, make sure you are in a good shape. Another thing I need to make sure is that I am actually constantly running this, because that is worth a lot of time in the end. Because traditionally I would not deal with that until I was back on my base of Freighter, and then I would do it, and it could take sometimes an hour before you had refined everything. And that's actually silly when you don't have to. So when you start a game, these flowers is actually something you want to find, because they give a good lump of sodium, which can keep you alive quite a bit. Ow! I came down a little bit hard there. I'm actually on the wrong side of the mountain. That is a hazardous plant. So there is more sodium. Always look for those yellow dots in the landscape when you start playing. That is what I was looking for.
Weather warning. Incoming
Oh,
storm.
nice. So that means I have 2 options. Wow, I have 3. I can dig a hole and wait for it to run over, to pass by. I can't see the temperature because my water bottle is standing in front of my monitor. That's one thing I would advise you actually keep an eye on: temperature, health.
Units received.
So, 3 options: dig a hole, call my plane, or keeping my shielding up. I'm going to call my ship because I'm going to fly to the next point anyway. Oh, by the way, always make sure you have more died when you take these missions, because the monolith always ask for that. Well, the dig coordinates is all planet. Okay, interesting. That was not what I had thought it would be, but of course it does happen. And then theoretically the trading post can be on the 3rd planet. Who knows? Not only warm here at this point, but there's a blistering damp, so you need 3 keys to open the big box. Keys are artifact fragments, they are the ones you need first. So, well, there's always more than 3, so, and you can be unlucky that it's actually embedded in the bedrock and you can't get it, so it's always good there is more. I think there's 5 or 6, so let's see, there's 1, 2, 3 more. Yeah, so 6. The big one is there. Is that this thing? Large artifact crater. Okay. When you dig down, when you take it, you have to place the keys you just picked up, so they disappear, and you find something. Just for fun, how much is it worth? 600,000, 680,000. It's not the worst I had, and it's not the best. So artifacts comes from 150,000 up to 2 point something million. So maybe even higher, but that's the highest I had, I think. Treasures 2.2, 2.2, 2.2, 2.2. So all my records is around 2.2. So I would guess it's in that range. There is something there. I will say using those landing areas is actually better than not. The reason is that you actually don't use launch fuel when you take off from them. So that way they are actually free to use. So again, if you are just started playing and are lacking launch fuel, then using landing pads around is actually really beneficial for you. But I would say that's another thing I would recommend. Get that one, the launch auto charger, as quick as you can in the anomaly, because that can actually save your sorry behind many times.
Units received. Units received. Units received.
There's other buildings. There's a lot of things on this planet, kind of interesting. Yes, I still need loads of dihydrogen and tritium. And the last couple of play sessions, I actually been a little bit lazy with that. So hopefully I won't be today. This is one of these times. I actually like this type of planet. The only problem I have with it is it has high sentinel presence, and they always tend to come when it's most inconvenient. It's not like I have anything at the moment where I need to go and shoot something, so that is fine, but as I said, they have a tendency to arrive and start investigating you when you actually need to do stuff. I am just putting things to the right places. At least just for now. Just put down here. Under. That one should be in my starship, but until I got it scanned, I'm not going to risk selling it because I am a super noob sometimes, and I do stupid things. I did that yesterday. I sold the thing I had to go to and deliver, and that was not the smartest, but luckily I could backtrace and find and buy it. So it didn't cost me a lot of time, but most of those situations you end up actually abandoning the mission, and it's a little bit of a shame because you have then wasted some time you actually didn't need to waste. But then again, we as human beings are sometimes our own worst enemies. Okay. 3 B ships. So, now the customer is happy, and we can actually sell the artifact if we so wish. I will sell it, but not right now. I always wait till I have done the full mission. Boxes anywhere. That's the problem with the co-work sometimes. They clean up a little bit too well. Nothing down there either. Okay. Oh, there's some over there. I missed that the first look I had. Or maybe it wasn't rendered. All done and dusted. There's a black hole here we were going to jump into as well. So that is kind of the purpose of this system. But as it had a good mission, why not take it? And I have said this before about this game, that it is sometimes a game of sidetracking. At least it is for me. I get very often sidetracked to something completely different than I actually thought I was going to do. But it's what makes the game fun and interesting, because you never know where you are ending up. So these are not what I need. A very wide explorer. As I always said, don't get a white car or a white plane or anything white, because it will become dirty and you have to wash it all the time. Should we take a look at these two which just came in? Let's see. Where's the hole? That looked quite big. Okay. So nothing worth writing home about. Oh, there's another big one. Glories of the sky. To get around. So we are roughly at 600,000. We should come down to 594. And the battle. So you can choose not to fight, but what you then have to do is actually to find the hangar of the freighter which is being attacked. Seems like it's that one. I don't remember right, the hangar is down, just down here. So you actually just land on it. And then the battle is over. And you have saved the ship. That is actually magic. I haven't fired one single shot. I just landed on it, and I go talk to the captain, and he said, "Oh, I would have done it without you, but thank you." Then request payment, and I get my slot, nanites, and some gold, and we are happy. I didn't die today, so But yeah, it's either that or you fight the pirates. I don't mind fighting them, but sometimes I must admit I end up in a time where I can't really be bothered fighting again, because it might be fighting, and you might have done missions where you were fighting pirates and stuff like that, and then you come into afraid to fight and you just think, oh no, not again. And then you can choose just to land on it. But I will say sometimes the landing can be more difficult than actually the fighting, so don't. Still don't understand why someone has designed freaking antennas where you fly out. It sounds like something which is needed in one of the fucking not my job videos. Okay, I forgot to see how far I came and all that, but never mind. We will do that when we leave the station. Let's see what we have here. So I didn't get them all. You know, if you really want to see them, you could just reload your save game and then check them, but I'm not fussed, to be honest. Looks like something from Star Trek. What is buzzing? Not always sure whether it's in-game or my phone or something else is buzzing. It's none of this, which is all interesting. A lot of stuff here though. So, is there anything I can sell? I can sell them. I'm not selling my warp hypercore. I use these as spare if everything else fails. Well, which is fine. It's always, I was almost saying it's always a good idea to talk to these guys. But I will say sometimes you are being ripped off. pay for exosuit upgrade or multitude. I doubt they would give me anything I can use. Broadcaster, well, actually. So, just for fun, let's take a look at it. Put it on. So it's 1% damage, 8 clip size, minus 11% reload, and 12% fire rate. So it's not really giving anything useful, but I just spent 15,000 coins on it. Is that cheap or expensive? I don't know. And I know I shouldn't really be moaning, because it is a chance, and the better you are geared, the harder it is actually to get something useful. So maybe I would have been better off just walking off, because I don't need the standing, I don't need the upgrade. I could of course try to tweak so it becomes better, but I hardly use the bowcaster, so it would just be a waste of effort to get to that point, I would think. So rather normally just look at it, doesn't look interesting, then either sell it for nanites or get the resources from it. Both things is possible, and you do what you feel is better for you. Oh dear, not one of them. That would be me. It's funny they give geodes, and you never know what's actually in them. It could be something very valuable, or it could be something quite ordinary. But it's I like the lottery part of that, because it's where it's actually fun. What do I get? Do I actually get something I can use? You never know, but I keep them as geodes, because theoretically, if you get 7, you might get 7 different things. So at least they only hold one slot, not multiple. That was not useful, which is fine. More Kovacs casing. I actually think I'm having a number of them. No. It's kind of funny.
Technology recharge.
You sometimes think you get, oh, I've gotten so many of them, and then you look and no, you haven't. So we just came out of a black hole, and the system seems a little bit boring, to be honest. I need to see if I was, 594, spot on what I predicted. So this is a 3-star system, but it's not really showing any 3-star ships. But let's look at the trading post. Might find something more interesting there. This is a cold planet, if I'm not mistaken. You learn over time to see on the planets what type it is. The only thing I find is difficult is whether it's toxic or radioactive, because they're greenish, both of them, or orangey. But orangey could also be hot, so it's not always straightforward. Minus 59 degrees. Worst part is I'm running around on a quite cold planet, and I'm sitting here feeling rather warm. Say we had one of these days where it was thunder and rain, and it cleared the air really nice, and then me. I wonder what building that is. I think we will have a look at that afterwards. So I'm sorry if there's a little bit of noise on the mic, but I have a fan on. I think
Product received. Product
It's
received.
my computer and light which actually makes this room very warm. I could of course be wrong. It could be because it's warm. Well, it is warm, but I mean it's dark outside, but it's still almost 20 degrees, so it's not cold. I know people living in hot areas say, oh, well, 20 is winter, but for us northerners, when it starts getting up in the 20s, we are ready to hide away in the shadow. I'm actually going to see that building, what it is. It intrigues me. I first thought it was a manufacturing facility, but as there is no sentinels, then I doubt it is. Observatory. Or hiding sentinels. Well, finding out. Maybe I should top up my shielding a little bit.
Technology recharge.
Just in case. Where did he come from? So it might be a manufacturing facility. Well, let's find out if the door is bolted and no, this is an abandoned building. But where did... I was not supposed to be... I missed that memo. Oh, there's the hazardous one. Oh yeah, I have the broadcast on because I was looking at it. That's actually nice to know. Whenever you click on something inside your multi-tool, that will actually be the active things when you come out. And I do know some players that actually physical go in and change their gun instead of using G. That sentinel is keeping an eye on me. Oh well, I haven't really given him any reason to shoot at me or things like that, and I'm not going to farm the Whispering Eggs either, so let's get out of here.